Alright, here is the better, more in-depth version of the babysitter part of this story because I could not fit it all in part one. Just want to do like a little disclaimer. While this situation did happen to me, because I was so young, I obviously don't remember it, and it is just kind of all a story to me. So I try not to misspeak as much as I can, and I'm trying my best, but if it sounds like I don't really know what I'm talking about, that's why. So yeah. Okay, so like I said, my parents thought I was sleeping too long after they brought me home, came to check on me. My eyes were rolled to the back of my head. I was limp. They called the ambulance, but decided that it would be a better idea just to take me to the hospital. It was going to be faster. The doctors were like, no, nothing's wrong, until they finally agreed to do the MRI. After the MRI, they found that obviously something was very wrong and immediately called Child Protective Services because based on the injuries, it definitely looked like child abuse, and they just immediately suspected my parents. Like I said in the previous video, the story does get kind of tricky because we don't exactly know what happened while I was at the babysitter. We only know what happened before and what happened after. So, of course, my parents went through tons of police investigations, lie detectors tests, as well as CPS interviews and CPS taking my sister, who was 6 at the time. And from when they took me to do the MRI, I don't think my parents saw me for another 6 weeks, only on supervised visits because of everything going on. Once my parents passed the lie detector test and were cleared, the police were like, all right, then who else cares for her? Which is then when my babysitter was brought in, but never admitted to it and always denied it and passed the lie detector test. So the police were now back to suspecting my parents. I don't necessarily know, like, day by day exactly how it went down, but eventually the babysitter was caught up in her own lie and finally confessed to an incident, which is why I refer to it as an incident to this day. She never provided any details or any explanation to why I came home with the injuries that I came home with. But based on the severe head injuries, the brain bleeding, the subdural hematoma, the detached retinas, which, by the way, if you don't know what detached retinas are, those are literally your eyes. Like, my eyes were just not connected. They finally decided that it was blunt force head trauma. I'll make a shorter video explaining what they think the babysitter actually did. So she was obviously sued, and at the time she ran like an at-home daycare, and I think that she didn't care for kids like for a little bit after that, but I do believe she eventually did go back to being a caretaker. I'll make a part 3.